This week on Martyr's Row.
Was Pope Zachary from Galifianakia?
Is there a club for unaware people?
Was oatmeal a person in the Bible?
Is Ehud one of the original Blues Brothers?
Beware the left-handed man!
What?
3,
No,
2,
wait,
1.
what? Saint Valentine, a presbyter at Rome, suffered in the days of Claudius the emperor, when the confession of Christ was counted a crime. Being apprehended for aiding the faithful in strengthening them in the faith, he was brought before the judge and urged to renounce his Lord. But he answered that Christ alone is the true and everlasting King. For this he was beaten and cast into prison. Tradition saith that even there he bore witness by charity and prayer, bringing comfort to those around him. At length he was led forth upon the Flaminian Way and beheaded for the name of Jesus. Thus Valentine, remembered by many for earthly affection, gave the greater testimony of heavenly love, proving that true devotion endureth even unto death. Anno Domini 269.
Beware the Ides of March. For we have arrived at the Ides of March. Beware it.
Ooh.
I'm not sure about ghosts.
I didn't know what the Ides sounded like.
Yeah.
It just sounded ghastly.
Do you know what that's from?
I don't, but it sounds familiar.
Have you heard it at all?
I feel like I've heard it.
I love the idea that you don't know anything that I'm talking about.
But I know I've heard that somewhere.
Oh, okay. So Ides of March.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that means? Like, what are your thoughts on what that is? I would love for you to just
Ides?
decide. Like, just make up. What do you think it is?
So the Ides of March, I could go funny with it, or I could go... No, so honestly, what I think of when I hear that is like the beginning of it.
Okay.
It sounds like we're leading into spring, but we're not quite at spring yet.
Sure.
And so March has this kind of thing with it where it could either be just terrible, terrible weather, or it could be kind of nice.
Okay.
So the Ides, where it's like beware, because you don't know what to expect.
Right.
So what does it actually mean?
So, it is like that line is famously from the Shakespeare play Julius Caesar.
Oh, that's where I've heard it. Okay, yeah. Because I have that book at home.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about it because I heard this. Do you know the whole, like, there's like all these conspiracies around Shakespeare and like who he was?
Yeah.
Because people don't really know if he was an actual guy.
And then aren't there like, it was actually like a middle-aged woman now?
Oh, I mean,
I think that's
it could
the new
be any
thing
of that.
I heard, yeah.
Well, one of the big ones is like Sir Francis Bacon.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting
Who's the
one.
grandfather of Kevin Bacon, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without question.
Obviously.
I don't even have to look it up.
I don't even know why you had to say that.
But yeah, because like the philosopher being able to have this like artistic side, I don't know. Anyways,
yeah.
but yeah, so the Ides of March is the 15th of March.
Oh, okay.
And Ides means the middle point, the midpoint.
Ah.
So it's the middle point of a month, and typically the midpoint would be like the 13th.
Okay.
But in a couple of different months, it's the 15th.
Interesting.
So the midpoint of
I want to do that every month now.
March is yeah. But the reason why that line comes up in Julius Caesar is because that's when he was assassinated.
Oh, I
was
see.
on March
Yeah.
15th.
Okay.
So that's where Beware the Ides of March is
So
a
if your name's
warning.
Julius, March 15th is not a good day.
Yeah, he was assassinated on March 15th, 44 BC.
Dang.
So that's where that comes from, is beware the Ides of March. That was a warning to him. And the word is commonly explained as connected to the idea of dividing the month, because early Roman dating was tied to lunar phases,
Yeah.
with the Ides associated with the full moon around mid-month. So it's like beware the full moon of
That makes sense.
the
Okay.
middle of the month,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which fair, you know.
I'd beware it.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things I thought about was, I don't know why I thought of that in the sense of, well, we're in the middle of March, but
Yeah.
that's why I thought of it. But I also was thinking, is there any like liturgical
Oh, yeah.
pieces to it? Like, is there anything liturgically tied to it? And realistically, because it's from like, so Shakespeare is obviously not first century.
Yeah.
It's like 1500s, right?
That sounds about right. Somewhere in there.
Medieval times. But he, like referencing that Julius Caesar in 44 BC, just thinking about like, I wonder if the Ides of March had something to do with the early church or anything like that. And it doesn't.
No connection.
No connection. But technically, this is kind of a middle point in Lent.
Oh, yeah.
So we're kind of in the middle of the Lenten season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like leading up, so like that's why there's some association a little bit with different saints.
Oh, I can see that.
But
yeah.
it's like kind of a loose association.
Just so happened to be. Not
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
It's not really, because the Ides of March typically falls on the third Sunday of Lent.
Oh, okay.
Or in 2026 it does. So yeah, but
yeah, I would be curious to see if there were any saints that were weary of the Ides of March.
I don't think so. In the Roman Catholic tradition,
They're like, oh, Saint Ides. Yes, of course.
well, so in the Roman Catholic tradition, March 15th is commonly associated with saints commemorated that day. For example, Clement Mary Hofbauer, and Pope Zachary. So
two very different names.
Yeah, Pope Zachary. Pope Zachary Galifianakis.
Hey, Pope Zach. Zach Galifianakis.
Pope Zachary of Galifianakia. That would be awesome. So because
I loved ferns.
So, yeah. So if you look at the liturgical calendar, but also the Roman Catholic calendar, there are saints associated with almost every day.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's where it's like, well, March 15th is associated with a couple of different saints.
Okay.
Particularly, March 15th is associated, the Ides of March, with Pope Zachary Galifianakia.
Particularly.
So Mr. Pope Zachary
Mr. Pope Zach
of Galifianakia, beware the Ides of March.
They are upon us.
Here they are. 3, 2, 1.
There's the dagger strapped where no one would check. Hidden silence of a prophet's neck. Tribute in his hand, but a question in his throat. Does heaven write the orders history quotes? An upper room where the curtains breathe, foreign crown in a nation beneath. Was it vengeance? Was it mercy? Did God raise up a judge or an assassin? Left hand steady, blade of deliverance, whispers in the quiet of providence. When kingdoms fall, is it murder or the Maker's hand? A trumpet cry from the hill country, Moab falls. kills and the land walks free. 80 years of peace brought by a single stand. He's carved out by a wounded hand. Left hand steady, blade of deliverance, judgment wrapped up in providence. And God moves through the broken man. Who are we to understand?
So there's a lot of things that I'm unsure of, Paul.
Join the club.
Is there a club?
If there is, I don't know. I'm not aware of it.
We should make a club. It could be the Martyrs Row Club.
The unaware club.
The people who are unsure of a lot of things.
That's good.
Like one of the things that I think about is, like murder.
Yeah. Not sure about it.
Well, it just is weird. It's weird that like we have all these different names for it, depending on
what kind of murder?
Well, and yes, like there's like all these subcategories, but then there's also like different names and categories for depending on if you're talking about the one who did the murder,
Yeah.
or the one who was murdered.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then also like depending on who the person is, it might be called something different.
Mm.
And then depending on who the person that murdered it is, it could also be called something different.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if there's a guy who murders another guy, but the guy who murders the other guy, is this weird to talk about? Is like a government official, then the consequences are completely different.
Yes, absolutely.
Or they're the same depending on what Congress decides.
Like today you will get
Yeah, well, or like depending on how redacted the protocol was.
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like should we even be talking about this right now? Or like there's a lot of murdering that happens, which again, it's just weird that it's like it's something that we have all these categories for what people are called and for who they are because of like how much actual destruction of humanity there is.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the idea of like which we at some point we've got to do an episode on this, and this is not where I'm going with it, but like the concept of like just war, which is Augustinian, isn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
We'll have to get into it at some point.
Yeah,
but
we'll find out for sure when we get into it.
But it's like that idea of like it's like if you could kill one person to save 1,000, then is it worth killing the one person? Like does the you know? And I think
that's the trolley car dilemma.
Right, the trolley car, yeah. Yeah, so maybe we should do an episode on murder. Is that what we're talking about?
Murder.
Is this a true crime podcast?
Crime? On Amazon Crime.
True Prime on Amazon Crime. Oh, that's
actually pretty interesting.
This season on True Prime on Amazon Crime.
Wait.
Coming to you live from 30 blondes mixed with 10 German guys. Amazon Crime for your Amazon Prime.
Would you pull the lever?
Would you pull the lever? So, as we do on Martyrs Row,
yes.
Getting back to the Bible.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. My question for you tonight is, why would God raise up an assassin?
Like from a baby? Or
I mean, I suppose.
All
were once.
That's true.
All were once. What
Yeah,
is baby?
That is one thing I have realized. Seems like every adult. What is baby?
And the Daily Double is all were once. Ding, ding, ding. What is baby?
What is 500 points?
Who wasn't once? What is Adam?
Or no, yeah.
Or maybe
What?
it is funny to think about, particularly the last couple of episodes that we've talked through. The idea that Adam potentially was like an actual baby that like sprouted in the garden. I guess not really sprouted. It's like God formed him, but but sprouted in the garden, and
he makes him at first, and he's into a baby. He's like starting over,
or sprouted.
will not stop crying.
Or sprouted in Eden, and then like what around him took care of him, and or God fully.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Probably some she-wolves, but
beautiful. I mean, but that's the thing is like, is it like Mowgli and Baloo? Is like that the?
Which would be kind of interesting.
I mean, the creatures were created before man.
Yeah.
So probably the creatures, the beasts of the field. But anyways, does God God raise up assassins?
Yeah.
And maybe based on the way we set that up, what's an assassin?
Yeah, those are great questions.
Thanks.
Thanks. I thought of them myself.
I did my brain up here.
Yeah, well, I guess the first question would be like, okay, what's an assassin?
Yeah, I asked that one.
Yeah, you did. I mean, that's the first one we're gonna touch. We can touch on.
I like that. Yeah.
Which actually is an interesting question because I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever really necessarily thought about that.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
But like whenever I think of, I mean, not put this on everybody else.
Games.
Whenever everyone in the world thinks about an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed comes to mind first.
Yeah.
And it's like the idea of, all right, someone has a mission to kill somebody else.
Sure.
And they do it sneakily.
Yeah. So sneaky guys are assassins?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a hitman, but like sneaky.
So assassins, do you know this? Maybe I'll answer this one for you.
Because I actually don't know if I have a dictionary definition for you.
So assassins are people who murder. Assassins are people who murder political figures or people of prominence.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
So it's based on
it's a
who is
specific
being
type
killed.
of person.
Correct.
Okay.
And typically an assassin
is
assigned.
Yes.
So like if you were going to fall under like what is an assassin, typically it's someone who is killed a hire, like someone has commissioned this person to kill a person of political importance.
Okay. Yeah, that actually checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
That's why they call like that's why even retroactively there are certain things like with Charlie Kirk. They call that an assassination.
Because he was a prominent figure.
Yeah, he was a prominent political figure.
Yes.
Even though he wasn't technically a politician in the traditional sense of office.
But he was in the political space.
And he was a politician, just not meaning like there's a difference between someone who is a politician that people vote for to be that.
Yeah.
And then someone who is influencing politics.
I see.
So
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but both people are politicians.
Yeah, because they work in politics.
Yeah.
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 Which that makes sense. Yeah.
Sure. So.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, even that idea in mind. So it's like the question of, did God raise up an assassin? So did God raise up a person to kill another prominent political figure?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, which is I was reframing it with that new thought. Like, yes, this is literally what I've been saying.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to think about it when you look at it that way, because it's like God is raising up an individual, and typically, like within wartime settings.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit with Goliath, and the idea that like it's like their biggest guy versus our biggest guy.
Yeah.
Well, an assassin
Yeah.
would be hired to kill the biggest guy before the battle ever starts,
Yes.
or to kill them in the midst of the battle because they're not out on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
where you kind of get, like, typically,
It's basically, we need this guy out.
yes,
Just get him out. Yeah.
so that things don't escalate,
Yeah.
or so that like everything ends.
Yes.
It's like cutting off the head.
Which, I mean, it works.
Yeah, it does.
So it's interesting. So I'll say this too. On the idea of like, yeah, did God raise up someone to do that? I feel like the knee-jerk answer would be like, oh no, of course not. And
Yeah.
the only reason I say that is because we think of like bigger figures like David, for example, who it's like, oh, he was given the chance to, in essence, be an assassin.
Oh, right.
But then he's like, no, I'm actually not going to do that.
Yeah, true.
And so we're like, oh, so that's the character of God.
Yeah.
Or that's what God approves of.
Yeah.
But then we come to a certain spot in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Where it's like, actually the opposite seems to be true.
Yeah, I guess it depends on when you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the further along you go, it seems to adjust to what the actual goal of Yahweh is.
Yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not that his changes, it just like he's
How
like
he's-
holding our hand along the way.
Yeah. How he's doing things changes.
Yeah. Well, no, how we're doing things
There we go. Thank you.
changes towards him.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
he allows for it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I it's important to say, I guess, because even then it's like, so that's in the era of the kings with David.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so the way the political landscape is different than earlier when it was the judges.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
even earlier than that, it was different.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, how what God was asking people to do was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their
For
actions
sure.
were different. But yeah, so in that question, I think of one guy in particular,
Okay.
who I actually would go ahead and say is probably like one of the most underrated characters in the Bible.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of those.
There are a lot of them. We could actually just do a whole year of podcasts on those guys.
Yeah.
It
It is fun to go like character by character.
Yeah, it is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But this guy is like, he's I hear like almost nobody ever talk about him,
Okay.
but he was actually he had one of the most significant impacts on Israel.
Okay.
And so his name was Ehud.
Oh, you gave it away.
I did.
I'm glad
tell
because
him.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, you didn't know. And so he was actually the second judge
Okay.
during the era of the judges,
Yeah.
right after Othniel,
Othniel.
or as I lovingly call him, Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
That's the only way I can think of it.
It's just so unnatural. Othniel.
It's like oatmeal.
But there's not like a word that I regularly say that makes that sound.
Yeah.
That has those like vowels against those whatever the next
Yeah,
consonants.
Wonder what his parents were thinking.
Well, they were Hebrew.
Yeah. they're like-
Actually, they weren't Hebrew. They were Hebrew. Othniel.
yeah.
Othniel, I think, was from the tribe of Judah. So, yeah, they would have
Okay,
been
yeah.
very Hebrew.
Yeah. About as much as you can get.
Yeah. Like the heart of the Hebrews.
Well, so a lot of people probably like, who is Ehud? Who's this? What's this guy?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so it's another name in the Bible.
yeah.
So
But wait,
it's yeah.
I've been nerding out about this recently.
Yes.
So, like, when you bring up Ehud and the idea of, which I don't think I've ever said his name like that before, but I like
How
it.
do you like to say it?
Ehud.
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 It's a sound.
And then my boy Ehud.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Ehud.
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 Actually, that's a lot closer. To
That
be
sounds
completely
like
honest.
like what your foot sounds like when you step in the snow.
I know, but that's
like-
more Hebrew sounding. With that, yeah, it actually is
Really crunchy snow.
Yeah, his name is an onomatopoeia.
So our boy Country Snow. Onomatopoeia.
But so let me do like a 30-second like what are the judges?
Yeah,
Because
please.
you talked about David and then the kings, and so it's like it's actually kind of a simple piece where you have Moses Joseph goes down to Egypt, and then this is like the 1 minute version, not 30-second version. Joseph goes down to Egypt. All this stuff happens, and then generations, Israelites in Egypt, and then Moses. The first generation's getting killed. Moses gets sent up the stream to Pharaoh's house, and then somehow through the providence of God, Moses' mom actually gets to raise him in the palace with Pharaoh, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
And then you have Moses, who God uses as a leader to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt and then into the promised land, except for, hang on a minute, because they get up to the promised land and they go in and they're like, oh, there's massive giants in this land. We surely will die. And also the fruit is huge,
Massive.
which sounds awesome. And then there's a guy, Joshua.
Oh, it reminds me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I know, yeah.
That's always been a dream.
And also modern, a little bit newer, Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
Not a Disney movie.
That's true.
I did it.
Is that DreamWorks?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Dreamwork makes the team work. Had to. It's backwards. But
Yeah,
if you're like, that's not quite, it's backwards.
But it makes sense.
Yeah. So then you get Joshua, who is one of the 12 spies that goes in.
Mhm.
He's like, no, we can take it. I mean, God said we could. And then and 10 of them are like, no, we can't. And so they have to go live in the desert for 40 years.
Yeah.
Because they were disobedient and trusting God that he would deliver the land to them. So that generation dies off because they were disobedient and did not believe what God said. And so Moses also doesn't get to, because he struck the rock the second time, where he was basically creating a religious formula out of something that God had previously said.
Yeah.
So God previously said, strike the rock, the water will come out. The next time they need water, he says, do something different. And Moses goes, yes. And so Moses goes, all right, well, last time I struck the rock, even though you said speak to the rock, I'm going to strike the rock. And he's like, well, now you don't get to go to the promised land.
Yeah. Darn it.
If only you would listen. Listen and speak. To be fair, Moses said he couldn't speak well.
Which honestly it'd be actually interesting to do an episode on that.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of one of those, this is total.
Wait, have we not already done an episode on that?
No. I don't think we have.
Well, on spells?
Oh, no, on spells. I'm talking about Moses.
That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, and him speaking.
Yeah, spells.
Spells. Like the child's toy?
No.
The speaking spell?
Incantations.
Oh, no, that's not what I mean by that. Like him not being able to speak well.
But that's why.
Because of spells?
Yes.
We will talk about that. I was going to go a different direction with it, but...
Yeah, because that's what he understood the prophets were.
Yeah.
That they needed to be able to perfectly say incantations in order for God to be able to do things.
No. So what I was going with, the direction I was taking it,
okay,
which that's an interesting direction too, is like it's interesting. I can't speak well.
This is no longer a 30-second version.
No, it's
Sorry.
not. It's because I interrupted.
No. It's okay.
Or a 1 minute version.
Well, I also went back to Joseph when I was talking about Moses.
Yeah, that's true.
My bad.
No, because like he's raised in Pharaoh's house.
Right.
And so he would have learned how to speak and to speak well. Because he would have had to give speeches and talk to people. It's like there's a certain decorum you need to do as royalty.
But even more so is why he couldn't.
Well, that's what's interesting about it is because then he spends all this time in the desert not talking to anybody.
Oh, you're saying he lost it.
Yeah. Or at least he had fear of it. That's kind of my theory that I've been playing with for a little bit.
Okay.
Is like so, and it's kind of funny because for him to be like, "Oh well, God, I can't speak well."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, you could.
Okay, we'll write this down. This is a future.
Yeah,
episode.
this is a good future episode.
Yeah, because I have a whole opposite view of that.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so we have Moses in there. Moses dies on the edge, and he says, "And then Moses died," which somehow he wrote that also. That's a whole other episode. And then Moses, there's like extra vowels in there.
Like, we get it.
Yeah. And also, if you're listening to this, you're like, what are you talking about? Read the Bible.
Read the Bible. It's in
Yeah,
there.
it's crazy.
You'll get
Crazy book.
The line just kind of keeps going.
Yeah. It's,
I don't know why they translated
It's his
it like
actual
that.
like death note. It's crazy.
The tablet that he was carving, it's just a one giant claw mark.
Yeah, he didn't get to go over and see it, but whole other, yeah. So anyway, so Joshua leads the children of Israel into the land of Canaan, and then the 12 tribes spread out and they set the borders of Israel. It's no longer the land of Canaan, is now Israel. And in the process of doing that, Joshua is the de facto leader of the 12 tribes, but every tribe has military leaders and they have all of their own stuff going on in the tribes. But Joshua was the one who united the whole thing.
Yes.
And Joshua wasn't a king. He was just a leader. He was just the central figure. And his king, the king, was Yahweh.
Yes.
So the king of Israel at that time was actually Yahweh.
Yeah.
And then during the and that functioned well until Joshua dies.
Yeah.
And then once Joshua dies, the way that Judges opens up is basically it's like in a galaxy far, far away. No, it's like in a place
that's technically Disney.
That's true. It is now. It's like in this chosen people that once had a king that was God creator himself. They ran away and went after other gods.
Yeah.
And so God raises up judges,
Mm-hmm.
and the judges are a mix between like a king who was like a military leader and also prophets who were strictly spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
So typically during the period of the judges, there would be a judge who would function sometimes as a military leader and also be speaking and delivering words directly from God.
Yes.
But then you have somebody like Deborah, who's like a famous, like a common name when it comes to the judges.
Yeah.
Because she was a woman, so I think that's
it stands out. Yeah.
Yeah, but she actually wasn't the military leader. She was more like a prophetess, and is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Prophetess. And she would she linked up with military leaders and told them what the Lord said that he would do and in order to protect Israel. So that's where the period of the judges comes in. And it's before the kings. It's before like basically during the period of the judges, it's like they see the other nations that have kings and they like what's going on there. So the children of Israel, the kids of Israel, they start to like serve and like all this other stuff. They come under the oppression of these other kings, and then they cry out to God. God delivers them, and then
they get to do it all over again.
Yeah, and then he raises up judges.
Yeah,
and then eventually the kids of Israel are like, they're like, God, we want a king like everybody else.
Yeah.
And God's like, no, you don't. And they're like, yeah, we actually do. They're like, fine, I'll give you this terrible guy, Saul.
Yeah, check this out.
And he looks like every other king, but he's the worst. And you'll find out why.
Sucks. He doesn't even go here.
That's awesome. So in the period of the judges, the first judge is Othniel.
Yes.
And then you get the second judge, Ehud.
Yeah, and actually, can I say real quick too?
Ehud.
Is that offensive?
No, I mean, that's the debate of
We're
like. We're
trying to learn.
That's the debate of like, if someone's name includes the pronunciation, is it more rude to say the pronunciation?
Oh yeah.
Or not say it?
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, what do they prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is interesting because we've talked about this on the timeline of it, where it's like, so God created everything, and he said, "Hey man, I want you guys to be in charge of this."
Hey man.
And then we kind of screwed it up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Okay, you guys are really making a mess of this." I'm going to put some of my guys to help you out.
True.
And then they made a mess of it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, check this out. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it through man, who I originally wanted to do this through anyway.
Right.
And then man's like, we don't like it anymore. He's like, okay, you can have what everyone else has.
Yeah.
But I'm going to still keep my boots on the ground too.
Yeah.
And then that just ends up turning this whole thing where he's like, you know what, let me just go down and do it myself.
True.
Which is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so we're in that period of God's like, hey, I'm in charge, and these are my people that I want them to be leading this, but they're following me.
Yeah, so the kids of Israel, I like calling them that. They're like, "Oh, I like what these other nations are doing. Let's do that." And then the Lord hands them over, it says, to those other nations, and then they get ruled over and they're oppressed by these other nations because they're not part of the other nations.
Right.
And then they cry out to God, and it says that God raises up a judge.
Yeah.
So I guess that does make sense. Like, to raise up, it's basically to call out somebody and to bring them into this position to be able to deliver, be the human actor that delivers, or that brings the deliverance of God on the earth.
Yes. Yes.
So,
well, yeah. So that's where we pick up, and I'm trying to remember because oatmeal, as I'm gonna call him.
Othniel.
Othniel.
Othniel. That sounds, yeah.
Probably closer.
Othniel.
Othniel.
It's more Nordic.
If you just clear your throat every time you say it.
Just have a sinus infection.
Oh, I didn't know you spoke Hebrew.
Now I'm just a little clogged up.
Pronunciation is amazing. Because the piece that he led, I believe, was 40 years. Does that sound right?
Othniel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 40 years. So this is after that 40 years.
Yeah.
And then it says in Judges 3 that, all right, so now Israel started doing again what was evil in the sight of the Lord.
Yeah.
And then so God turned them over to the king of Moab, which I can't remember his name right now.
King Moab.
King Moab. Yeah, probably had a beard.
Yeah.
He sounds like he has a beard.
For sure.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
also a pretty big boy, as we'll get to. But
Oh, yeah, then he may not have had a beard.
you think he shaved?
I don't know. Maybe if you're really overweight,
Yeah,
you can't grow hair. I don't know.
I figured he would, because if he could grow any, he's just like, oh, it's too much work to,
Yeah, I mean, it could be right.
But, who's to say? But he still did some damage.
Yeah.
So he collected an army with the Amorites and the Amalekites,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went over and took over Israel.
Yeah.
And then Israel's under his oppression for 18 years.
Yeah.
And then that's where we see, starting in verse 15, it says, "Then the people of Israel cried out to the Lord, and the Lord raised up for them a deliverer."
Mm.
He doesn't call him, an assassin or anything. He says
No, that's
he's
true.
a deliverer.
Yeah.
Which is a much kinder word to use.
So that's kind of an answer to the question.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we'll
But
get in,
kind of.
But kind of, yeah. And his name was the son of Jerah, the Benjaminite, a left-handed man,
Oh, yeah.
which is fascinating.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people say different things. It's like, oh, well, which we'll get into the story, but to
Okay.
spoil it a little bit.
Yeah.
Should I spoil it a little? I'll spoil
You
it.
can.
I'll spoil it a
Yeah,
little bit. So what he does is he they collect a tribute,
Yep.
and then he goes to deliver it to the king of Moab, and he also creates a dagger. It says it's 1 cubit long, and he hides that on his right thigh.
Yes.
And now most people still are to this day right-handed.
Yeah.
And so when they went up to go give the tribute, they would have checked his other side.
Right.
They're like, oh, he's probably right-handed, so
Yeah.
he's clean. So then he goes in, and then he ends up stabbing the portly king of Moab.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing.
And gets away with it. Yeah, he sneaks out. Like, yeah, that's it. But so it's interesting. I've heard when people talk about this, they'll say that the interesting thing about him being left-handed is because that's how he was able to basically trick and bring a weapon in and kill the king.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is like, that could be. But there's also something else going on in here which I find interesting.
Okay.
And it's first off,
Yeah.
it's with the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
So I don't know if you probably know this. Maybe you don't. I don't know.
I don't know. See.
I don't know. I'll just say that.
I don't know. See.
Do you? Let's find out.
I don't know. Yes.
So do you know what Benjamin means?
I don't.
Okay, this is me. I love names.
Etymology. Yeah.
I love names.
Paul and his etymology.
Paul the etymologist. That's what they call me.
Can you be that
I don't know.
as a profession? Because you should look into it.
That I should. What does etymology mean? I'm so glad you asked. So it literally means son of my right hand,
Oh,
which is fascinating.
it is.
Because and then we have the phrase translated he's a left-handed man. So it's
Right.
like, okay, but he's from the tribe of
Benjamin,
which is
son of my
son
right
of my right hand.
Yeah.
It's like that's interesting.
Tricked ya.
But on top of that,
Yeah.
the phrase here that's translated left-handed man is a Hebrew idiom that translates to a man bound, restricted in his right hand.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. And so so we also see the same phrase one other time,
Okay.
which is in Judges 20:16,
yeah,
and that's to describe the 700 slingers.
That's what I was gonna look up.
Yeah, which they're also from the tribe of Benjamin.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that because there's another word or phrase that's used.
Yeah.
I think it's like 54 times in the Old Testament
Okay.
that's referred to left-handed people or turning to your left,
Okay.
which is a different word than that's used here. These are the only two times we see that in Scripture
Gotcha.
where this idiom's used.
Okay.
And so it's interesting. So some translators speculate that Benjaminites purposely trained several of their young men to be left-handed for military advantages.
Yeah, in order to throw off the
Yeah.
like these are the right-handed guys.
And there's also the idea that if you were left-handed, you would have an advantage like attacking like a city gate.
I wonder, does that mean that they actually bound their right hand so that by a physical appearance it looks like the right-handed guys? They would look at their right hand and go, "Oh, well, that guy's deformed in his right hand."
No, I think it was
Because like if his hand is bound.
I think it was only bound when they were young, so they'd be forced to use their left hand and become left-hand dominant.
Oh, so not like
Not like it was tied or cut
not
off.
like the way that the Chinese used to put their feet in wooden
right
clogs.
Yeah. But it was one. It's like they'd probably.
Did I just
like,
blend cultures?
You did. Okay. But I allow it.
Foot binding. That's what I'm
yes,
thinking.
foot binding.
Because I'm thinking of foot binding like they actually restrict the growth of the
Oh, I see.
like the
From
hand.
what I've seen, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it was like when they were training or when they were young. It's like you can't use your right hand, so you're forced to use your left.
Wow.
And then it's like, oh, you can use your right now, but you like using your left, don't you?
Imagine like you're raising kids and you're like, okay,
that
come
one's
on,
gonna be
I
left-handed.
need you to, yeah. And you're like, look, all right, not only do you have to like learn to read and write and to like eat your vegetables, but you can't use your right hand.
But I want to.
But it works. No, it does not.
Not anymore.
Your right hand does not work.
Get me my twine.
Yikes, Dad. Okay, fine.
Easy now.
Did they have pockets? Like, could they at least put it in their
slip
pocket?
it in his pocket.
Yeah. But that Judges 20 passage.
Yeah.
Have you read that?
Here,
let me see.
Yeah, pull it up.
Because I like that's actually an interesting passage.
Yeah.
Because it says, Judges 20:16, among all these were 700 chosen men who were left-handed. Every one could sling a stone at a hair and not miss it. So
that's cool.
There's 700 Benjamites later in Judges who are all so skilled with a sling that they can throw it at a hair and not miss the hair.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so then it kind of reframes our thought of King David.
Yeah.
Once you get to it.
Yeah.
It's like the precision was known.
which we've talked about. We talked about that a little bit as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from there, that Judges 20 passage.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
the only reason like that started dying out was because it was so hard to train and master it.
Mm-hmm.
So when like the bow and arrow became a little bit better,
Yeah.
even though it was still inferior to a skilled slinger.
Yeah. A slingshotist.
A slingshotist.
That's what
as
we
I
call
like
that,
to
I think.
say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so outside of those things, we're not really told like a lot about Ichid.
Yeah, true.
We're not given a ton, but here I go again in my etymology.
Here I go again.
What's
I'm very like
oh,
singy
that's good.
tonight in
That's
my head.
good. Save that. We need that.
There was another one that you did earlier and I couldn't, but keep going.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I threw something
No.
out. But so his name means united or oneness.
Oh, Ramblin' Man, left-handed man. That's what popped into my head.
Oh, interesting.
When you said he was a left-handed man, I in
You
my
thought
heard
Ramblin' Man?
heard Ramblin' Man. He's a rambling man.
That's. Oh, we could work with that. Yeah.
or what's the ZZ Top song that was like the Duck Dynasty intro? That's a super specific
Yeah,
thing.
that's very.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I actually never watched Duck Dynasty.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like the few times I've seen a clip if I've heard it.
So not Ramblin' Man that's not what I'm thinking of. That's a different song.
one. Okay.
Yeah, anyways, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, drop that in the comments.
If you don't, then it doesn't matter.
You just keep going.
So Ehud.
Yeah, Ehud.
Ehud.
So his name means united or oneness.
I like that.
And so what's significant about that is because, there's a couple interesting things. So the detail about him being left-handed, I think it's like that can be taken in some ways as like a reversal.
Okay.
Because like here we are where they're back in turmoil. Israel is.
Yeah.
They're being oppressed.
Yeah.
And then here from the tribe of the right-handed people, essentially,
Yes.
we have a left-handed person, someone who stands out from the rest.
Yeah. And
then he ends up leading this charge and leads eventually Israel into 80 years of peace.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty interesting because it's also the longest recorded peace that we see in the book of Judges.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's where it's like he did such an amazing thing, but we don't talk about him.
No.
And I think honestly is because what he did can be a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Which is the assassin part.
Yeah, which you kind of briefly went over that, but like
that's why I was like I wanted to kind of get through this and then we'll jump back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and because like so Othniel, the first judge, brings a period of 40 years.
Yeah.
Which also calls back to like the 40 years in the desert. It's like there's a little bit of restoration in that, and it's understood kind of more as a generation.
Yeah.
So like for a generation there was peace, right?
Yeah.
So then the second judge brought 2 generations of peace.
Yeah.
So it was multiplied, which is kind of cool.
Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fascinating too because I think what we often talk about and we like to see is like the David story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, he's doing these bold declarations.
Right.
He's a very charismatic figure.
Yeah.
They said he was very handsome.
Of course.
Very handsome boy.
The most handsomest.
That boy was ready. He was handsome.
You should see his sling.
Boy, he can sling like the... I was losing
Not
it.
1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 stones the boy would carry.
He didn't just kill a lion. He killed a bear too.
He would use 1 and refill it. Always had 5 stones.
Always had it. Couldn't find it without 5. Don't ask me why.
Okay. This is
Yeah, we're losing it.
enough Trump David.
Yeah. But then we've got like the other characters like Samson.
Okay.
And he's kind of like the moral.
He had 6 toes. Not 5 like a normal.
Goliath is a big boy.
He wasn't a normal.
The biggest boy.
He was a giant with 6 toes on both feet.
And he had a brother. 6 more toes.
This also feels like we're doing like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Which is just terrible impression.
Like kind of singing like Frank Sinatra in his phrasing. All right. What were we talking about?
6 toes. No.
That's life. That's what I was
So
saying.
that's
It's all the people say. It's like kind of talking like Trump.
Sing-song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also not Frank Sinatra. Or is it? Doesn't matter. I think it's Rat Pack for sure.
It is. Yeah, I think it is Frank Sinatra.
Maybe. All right.
But anyway,
Love Frank Sinatra. Shout out Frank Sinatra if you're out there.
or
Time will tell. Time will tell.
time will tell. That's awful. But yeah, so we have Samson, who is like this morally questionable character as well. And we see him overcome. So like we get this full narrative arc that we like.
Yes.
There's no mess. It's a little bit messy in the middle, but then it ends up being good in the end.
True.
And we're like, oh yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's start preaching out of that. Let's talk about this. And for a character like this, we don't really see like a full arc. Like we don't know anything about him really, besides he's left-handed.
True.
And then he just kind of like appears one day.
Yeah.
And then he conceals a weapon on himself.
Right.
Sneaks in, and it's funny the way he does it too, because he walks in. They're like, "Yeah, here's your tribute." And they're like, "Awesome." He's like, "Oh, by the way, I've got a message for you."
Oh, wait. Is Ehud not the tribute?
No,
So he,
I think he brought a tribute.
which was like food,
Probably,
like a food offering.
probably a food offering.
Why did I think that he himself was the tribute?
No, I think they put a tribute together.
I feel like that's part of it though,
Let's pull that up.
because he becomes part of, like he now is
I don't know. Oh, there's your Bible.
he now is like that guy's.
Say that one more time.
Like he's not like a messenger. He's not like door dashing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? He's like, he is like whatever they gave him. If it wasn't Ehud himself, Ehud came along with it and never left. That was that's a big part of it. Is that like as tribute, like Ehud is, you know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying. Like he's the present.
Well, so like think about think about the Hunger Games.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like I go as tribute. Like I'm the
Oh, yeah.
sacrifice.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it does say they brought a present.
Yeah.
Or a tribute. So yeah, because it let's see. Ehud, son of Jerah, a Benjaminite, a man left-handed, and by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon. That's the guy's name, the king of Moab.
Yeah, there you go.
But Ehud made him a dagger which had two edges, and he did not gird it under his raiment upon his right, or he did, sorry. And he brought the present unto Eglon, king of Moab. And Eglon was a very fat man, so it probably was food.
Fair.
And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bare the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king. Who said, Keep silence.
Hush now, child.
And all that stood by him went out from him. And Ehud came unto him, and he was sitting in a summer parlor, which he had for himself alone. And Ehud,
wait, are you?
Apparently this is King James.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to switch it.
When he started saying that, I was like, wait, this is not. Yeah.
Oh, I found it.
I had just looked something up, and I swapped over to the King James to see what.
Yeah, I was just kind of rocking with it.
Because someone was like, "Oh, not in the King James," and so I looked at the King James and I just left it.
Yeah, I figured out how to switch it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, this will be much easier to read.
And way more accurate.
So yeah, sure. We'll get into that.
We already
Different
have.
episode. Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we haven't done full translation.
Let's try that again.
Okay.
It says the people.
Because here's the thing: is like,
Yeah.
and this was part of the discussion with the King James. Is like, the King James will take stuff where one part of the Bible references or it fills out in the other space in the Bible, and then it tells you that it added it, or you need to go look at this. The King James doesn't do that.
No.
It will just go, oh, this is referencing this. Let's just put it in. And they don't leave it parenthetical. It just becomes part of the text, which is a problem
Yes.
because it means that they're taking something from over here, and instead of making a commentary
Mm-hmm.
or making a note, it just puts it in the text, which is not original text.
And well, that's because that's the big thing. Is like the motivation behind the King James Bible, anyway, was a political move.
Right.
It wasn't to have a good translation.
Yes.
It was just to make people happy.
Yes.
And that so actually that reminds me of something real quick too, which I don't know if we've talked about, but I'll say
Wait.
it quick.
Don't.
No, don't say it.
No.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I think so, and it's for something else.
Okay, I'll save it. It might be that, but it was gonna be a quick aside, but let's save it.
Okay.
So let's start here again. The people of Israel sent tribute by him to Eglon, the king of Moab, and Ehud made for himself a sword. We talked about that. And he presented the tribute to Eglon, the king of Moab. Now Eglon was a very fat man. They kept that detail.
For sure.
And when Ehud had finished presenting the tribute, he sent away the people who carried the tribute. But he himself turned back at the idols near Gilgal, and said, I have a secret message for you, O king. And he commanded, silence. And all his attendants went out from his presence. And Ehud came to him as he was sitting alone in his cool roof chamber. And Ehud said, I have a message from God for you. And he arose from his seat, and Ehud reached with his left hand, took the sword from his right thigh, and thrust it into his belly.
Hey, explicit warning.
Kind of went there.
No, the next part is what's explicit.
Oh, yeah, this part is explicit. That's very
Are
true.
you going to read it or no?
Yeah, let's read it. Why not?
Okay.
This is the Bible. You've been warned.
Yeah.
And the hilt also went in after the blade, and the fat closed over the blade, for he did not pull out the sword from his belly, which, I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'm not getting in there. And then it says, and the dung came out.
Yeah.
Then Ehud went out into the porch and closed the doors of the roof chamber behind him and locked them.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
it's this very clear, like, yeah, he assassinated that guy.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny to me, the fact that he's sitting there, and like, do you think he planned it out? Or he's just like, I got a message for you. He's like, this is going to be so
Silence! Everyone out. Go ahead.
I've got a message from you, from God.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Blues Brothers?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
Yes.
we're on a mission from God.
Getting the band back together.
That's Ehud. Yeah. I've got a message from God.
Ehud.
Terrible. Dancing the line between heresy and
I But
yeah.
yeah, so I always think of this guy, Eglon.
Yeah.
Eglon.
Eglon. Egg on his
Eglon?
face. Egg on his face,
I always-
Moab.
I always picture him as Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, same. Or Pizza the Hut.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They jammed the system. Sorry.
Raspberry.
His helmet is still the funniest thing.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always think of him as Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
And it's like this guy that is extremely gluttonous and like this representation of a king who has literally everything and thinks that nothing can happen to him.
Yeah.
This guy just like tricks him like, hey, my name is Right Hand and I use my left hand for the sword.
Do you want to see a magic trick?
Here we go.
What's behind my
That's
left hand?
life. That's all that people say.
Actually, some scholars believe he was singing that song when
I have a message from God. That's life. So,
yeah.
does God raise up an assassin?
And it seems like, yeah, but he calls him a deliverer.
He calls him a
A
what?
deliverer.
Tomato.
He was delivering a message, though.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did deliver a package.
But I think that's part of the messy thing with his character arc, though,
True.
is because, all right, now we've got to look at some odd things.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know the funny thing about that passage?
Yeah.
Can you show me? So, like, the funny thing about this passage is at the very end of this passage, it says, so Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest for 80 years. And then we get one verse after that that is the third judge of Israel,
Yeah.
a guy named Shamgar. It says, after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, who killed 600 of the Philistines with an ox goad, and he also saved Israel. That's the
That's
only
it.
time we hear about Shamgar.
Yeah. Poor Shamgar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. And then that guy Shamgar, he actually killed 600 Philistines with an
Yeah.
ox guard. And he also saved Israel.
Cool.
That's life.
Next.
So does God raise up assassins? Well, he does raise up deliverers.
He sure does.
Sometimes they look like assassins in the Old Testament.
That's it.
In the New Testament, it's a different story,
Different time, different story.
different situation. But when they needed a deliverer, God showed up.
That's right.
That's
That's
life.
life.
3, 2, 1.